What did I learn today that I didn't know this morning? That small act of reflection helped me turn each day into a teacher. I remember one evening after a tough seminar, the kind where nothing flowed right. Instead of blaming the crowd or the lighting or the timing, I sat down and asked, what could I do better? And the answer came, clarity. I wasn't clear enough in the beginning. That one insight led to a change in my opening that became a signature piece later on, but I never would have seen it if I hadn't reviewed the day. Some people think reflection is soft, like it's not productive. But let me tell you, it's the most powerful productivity tool I know, because it sharpens your mind, it humbles your ego, it captures your progress, it prevents you from making the same mistake twice. And best of all, it gives you closure. You don't carry the weight of an unresolved day into the next one. So don't just end your day, harvest it. Before you sleep, squeeze out its wisdom. That's how you grow wiser, not just older. That's how each day becomes a step, not just a spin. They design their day around their values, not just their tasks. I used to think success came from squeezing in as much as I could, more calls, more tasks, more hustle. But over time, I learned that activity doesn't equal achievement. A packed calendar can still leave you feeling empty. What fills a life with meaning isn't how much you do, but what you choose to do and why. See, the most successful people I've met don't just run on to-do lists. They run on values. Their day isn't driven by urgency, but by alignment. They don't just ask, what needs to get done? They ask, what matters most to me? Because when your values are clear, your day begins to make sense. Decisions get simpler. Distractions lose their power. I remember a point in my life when I was working 7 days a week. Money was good, but peace, joy, connection, those were fading. Then one evening, I asked myself a hard question. If I'm gaining the world but losing my soul, what am I really building? That moment changed how I planned my days. I started protecting time for my health. I carved out sacred hours for my family. I scheduled reading, prayer, reflection, because I realized success without self is just noise. You see, when you build your day around your values, you begin to live on purpose. And when you live on purpose, your time becomes sacred. Not everything gets a yes anymore. The urgent starts to bow to the important. You stop living by the pressure of what others want from you, and you start living by the principles you chose. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." A day designed by pressure is a day wasted. A day designed by principle, that's a day well spent. That's the difference between movement and meaning. They invest their time, not just spend it. Most people treat time like loose change, something to toss around, spend carelessly, or even kill when bored. But the successful, they treat time like capital, like gold. Every hour is a coin, and they demand a return on it. They don't just spend their time, they invest it. And that, my friend, makes all the difference. I learned this early on when a mentor told me, never ask, how much does it cost? Ask, what's the return? That shifted everything. I began to see that every hour I gave to television cost me a book I could have read. Every late night with junk food cost me energy the next morning. Time was slipping, and I was getting nothing in return. So I changed. I began planting time like seeds into my mind through study, into my